Fox Sports Sun. It's a special Demo Day telecast. On the show, our experts break down the keys allowing today's big leaguers to be successful at the plate, in the field, and on the mound. We'll also get instruction from current Rays players and coaches on what drills they use every day to excel at the highest level.
Sunday baseball from Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg. The Rays look to make it 11 straight wins at home, which would tie an all-time franchise mark. They go for the sweep in the series finale against the Orioles. And it's Demo Day Part 2. Our baseball experts will share their expertise with you, not only the Rays players and coaches, but our Fox Sports Sun experts as well. Rich Hollenberg, along with Doug Wechter and Orestes Estrada, Dwayne Stats, and Brian Anderson will have the call coming up momentarily. But demos all day long for the Little Leaguers and the Little League coaches as well. And let's start by focusing on one of the hottest hitters, not only on the Rays, but in all of Major League Baseball. Tommy Pham owns a 12-game hitting streak right now. That's the current active longest hitting streak in Major League Baseball. What do you like so much about his swing?
Everything about his swing, the intensity. But right there, look at that picture. You're going to see it again because he sets up beautifully. The take back, how solid and stern he is at the plate. Not a whole lot of movement, but it's the power position of his hands to explode on the baseball. Yes, he has God-given hand-eye coordination, but look at that right hand. It's like a boxer getting ready to punch through the ball. So he doesn't swing out, he swings through, and then he creates that back kind of swing. Look at that, right? That is a beautiful swing for any coach, whether it's baseball or softball. That's exactly what you want to try to teach. In fact, with a kid, when I try to talk to them, it is the punch. It's right here. You're loading up this way, close to your ear, and then you're exploding through the ball. So don't slow out. Don't try to get all too funky with the bat all over. Tommy Pham gets set up. Boom, he's right here. Look at my hands, and then they're ready to explode. Serene on the ball, seeing it, and then you're exploding. So everything is coming in, not unlike a pitcher. I'm getting set up here, and then I'm exploding. Not too early and not too much movement. It's here, 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 and then explodes. Again, a lot, we talk about it, Dougie and I always talk a lot about how it's very similar to pitching, that the balance, the extension or the preparation, the load, then the extension through beautifully. Ryan Stanek is doing a great job.
Exactly. What you're talking about is power, adding power. We're going to see a pitcher today who's opening up for us in Ryan Stanek, who all he is power. It is awesome to see what he has done so far throughout this season. You see the numbers right there. He's going into his 25th game today, the minimal ERA. Guys just aren't able to get hits off of him. And the big reason, it's not so much the 98 to 100 mile an hour fastball, it's that split finger. And it's the slider that we're seeing from Ryan Stanek as of recent, and it's been so good. He's able to throw it behind in the count, and he really came into spring training this year, and he set a mark. He wanted to go out there, he wanted to improve his secondary pitches, and that's exactly what he's done. That's why it's gone so well. One of the keys for him today is going to be that split finger. The split finger, what he's going to do, he's going to slide his fingers out across those seams right here, okay? A key for him is going to be the way he releases this pitch to get top to bottom movement, all right? Right now, if he gets off to the side at all, that can create side to side movement, and therefore you won't be able to swing and miss that pitch. Instead, watch him, he'll be able to release straight down, top to bottom, straight down. You get the vertical drop, it drops underneath the bat, and that's where the strikeouts are going to come.
Ryan Stanek will be making his 25th start. He already has 25 relief appearances as well. The Rays go for the sweep against the Orioles when we come back. 5.5 minutes to go till first pitch. Dwayne and BA with the call, and we'll see you for the postgame.
Facet, the official office supply company of the Tampa Bay Rays. By Publix, where shopping is a pleasure. By Freedom Boat Company, the freedom to be on the water without the hassle of boat ownership. And by Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. The Rays home against the Baltimore Orioles. All the action coming up. A different kind of furniture store for over 50 years. And by your local Ford dealers. Welcome to Tropicana Field. Ryan Stanek will be headed to the mound as the opener for the Rays. Out there for the 25th time in that role, coming in with a record of 2-3. He'll square off against Baltimore after making a brief appearance out of the bullpen here last night in the Rays' 10-5 win. Rays won the first game 14-2, so today the Rays looking for a sweep of this Baltimore Orioles ball club. Here is the lineup put together by Buck Showalter, presented by your local Ford dealers. Mullins is going to lead off again. Cedric Mullins, followed by Joey Rickard. Jonathan VR will hit third, batting in front of Trey Mancini at first. Chris Davis is the DH. Tim Beckham will be at shortstop. Renato Nunez at third. Jace Peterson will hit eighth and play left. Caleb Joseph is the catcher, batting ninth.
Well, Ryan Stanek takes the mound this afternoon for the Tampa Bay Rays. This will be his 25th open, the fourth time that he's done it with 0 days rest. As you remember, he got into the ball game last night, got the last out of the 5th inning, and he will open things up here for the Rays. Let's take a look at the defense and see how that's going to line up behind him. Brought to you by Gold and Diamond Source. And in the outfield left to right, we've got Malik Smith, Kevin Kiermaier, and Carlos Gomez. Across that infield third to first, Matt Duffy, Willie Adames, Brandon Lau, and C.J. Crone with Jesus Sucre behind the plate.
Buck Showalter in his 9th year as a manager of the Baltimore Orioles. It's been a long year for Baltimore, 41 and 101, third time in the history of the Baltimore franchise, which began in 1954, in which they have lost at least 100 games. And Kevin Cash has the Rays on a roll, 6-1 in September, 77 and 64 overall. And we're set to play baseball. Mullins in there, switch hitter hitting from the left side. And the first pitch is a fastball and a swing under it, strike one. Mullins hitting .270, had a bunt single and a walk in last night's game. Stanek is upstairs with that one. Up again, 2-1. Rays 10-8 now in the season series against Baltimore, trying to duplicate last year's mark in the season series when the Rays won 11 and dropped 8. And a miss again, up a bit, off the plate a little wide. So after that first pitch strike, 3 out of the zone up. It's 3-1.
You know, and even the first pitch strike was up at the very top of the zone. So right now, just got to get a little bit more reach.
And that is ball 4, pitch up again. So a leadoff walk, and Mullins heads to first.
You know, the front side of Ryan Stanek right now is kind of leaking. You know, he's trying to almost get the ball down by getting out towards home plate a little bit too quick. You know, trying to throw it with the front side instead of the hand out in front. So let's see if he can make that adjustment quickly.
We'll face Joey Rickard, coming off a 3-hit night last evening with a run scored and a stolen base. Hitting .249 for the year, over to first, and Mullins is back in.
You know, really the way that you do that too, if you're Stanek, is you tell yourself, stay over the rubber just a click longer, because you're starting to drive towards home plate just a little bit too soon.
He's up again. So the issue persists here in the handful of opening pitches.
You know, the good thing is it's a minor adjustment. It's a minor adjustment, and it can click at any point. See how long it takes for Ryan to get there.
He tries to throw the breaking ball there, and that's way up.
And that one right there, the elbow dipped. The elbow really, he got way underneath this pitch right here. Watch the elbow dip and the ball just shoot. And now you're starting to feel for home plate as opposed to throwing and or pitching to home plate.
Well, and so the visit by Sucre doing the catching.
And I'm sure Kyle Snyder at the ready with some words of wisdom, trying to let him make that adjustment himself.
And now a strike, that up but inside the zone. Yanni Chirinos figures to follow Stanek, and he's headed down to the bullpen mound right now just in case he's needed earlier than thought.
Talked about it last night. Got to have those contingency plans ready to go.
Runner goes, pitches up, throw down, got a chance. He is out at second base. Rays throw out Mullins. Lau put the tag on him. Nicely done by Sucre.
Boy, and it wasn't even close, really. You know, Baltimore not known as a running team. They're going to let Mullins take off here, and Sucre gets a good pitch to handle, and he gets it down there in plenty of time.
Yeah, if you give Sucre half a chance, he's going to get you.
Well, and here's the thing. You go back and look at that again. Yeah, blow the smoke off that gun. It's right. But I'll tell you what, two things. Cedric Mullins did not have a very big lead and did not get a very good jump.
Another walk on a pitch up again. Rickard heads to first.
You know how we talk about that left foot being at the cut, and he's inside the cut, and then there's that right foot comes up, and then the left foot. There's just some technique issues that he will need to work on if he wants to become an elite base stealer. And just too much movement. The lead wasn't aggressive enough, and you get tagged.
And Kyle Snyder is on his way to the mound, trying to resolve this pitch up.
This would be a perfect demo for Wechter.
There you go.
You know, you get that front side kind of leaning towards home plate. You're starting to head downhill to deliver the ball a little bit too early. The arm never catches up, and so all the misses end up high.
Well, Chirino's loosening just in case. And by Standing's facial expression out there, he seems to think he can make this adjustment, stick around for a little while.
Either that or Kyle had one heck of a joke coming out of the dugout.
Yeah. And here is Jonathan Villar. He's been swinging a pretty good bat. He had a couple of hits last night, 2 walks to go with them, and a couple hits here Friday.
They love his aggressiveness, and that's what you've seen, swinging the bat aggressively. By the way, Dwayne, it's early, and we're going to have to make our picks. We'll make them after this pitch. Remember, Rays runs or pitchers used. Chirino's already up.
And that pitch got it down, but a little bit wide. Down compared to where the other pitches were. So it's 1-0. Now a strike.
I'm going to go Rays runs over pitchers. More Rays runs will be scored today than pitchers used.
Two and one now. What if we both think that? Is there a tiebreaker?
No, because we're going to do this the rest of the season. At some point, we'll you know.
All right.
We can pick the same thing.
Okay.
You're going with it?
Yeah, I'm going to go with that.
I got one more for you.
Okay.
Organist, media dining.
Well, I'm going to have to think about that, huh? That's really a tough call. Pitch is down, and it's blocked by Sucre.
Yeah, I'm on the fence, too.
Yeah. There's one of the contestants.
Is that what we're calling a contestant or suspect?
Well, either one. One out, one on. Ooh, and he gives up another walk. So an issue here, and that's going to be it. So Kevin Cash heads out of the dugout. Villar draws the walk. So 3 walks, the only out on the caught stealing. And an early call to the bullpen brought to you by the Florida Lottery. Lottery, a new spin on a classic, loaded with prizes from $10,000 to $2 million. So unleash the excitement anytime. The Florida Lottery It's your ticket. Claim it. Well, pitching the topic here with Stanek having a little difficulty getting the ball down. Doug Wechter standing by, another right-hander. And Doug, what's your input?
Well, my input is I had a lot of trouble at times getting the ball down in the zone as well. You guys were talking about opening up early, and what you were saying is absolutely correct. Stanek today, the front side was pulling more side to side right here, okay? Instead of coming down to his hip, he's coming here. And because of that, the backside drops just a little bit, not able to get on top of the pitch. Therefore, the pitch is going to be elevated in the zone. He's not going to have that normal command that he's been having. Typically, a Stanek outing, we're seeing him come here, come square to home plate, go linear, and then the glove comes down to the hip. As the glove comes down to the hip, the ball gets on top, the release point is on top of the zone. That way, everything is driven downhill, BA.
Yeah, I mean, that's absolutely true. And the good thing about it is it can be a very quick fix, a quick reminder to get yourself back. It's not like he's that far out of whack. We did see him start to get the ball down a little bit better at the end, but there was an overcompensation, and now the command down low was not there. So you find that happy medium. It's a frustrating afternoon for sure, but that should be something that you won't see any lingering effects the next time he's out there.
Yeah, and Kevin Cash didn't want this to get out of hand, so Chirinos in there and up on Mancini 0-2. And he takes care of him on 3 pitches. That's the second out.
From one end of the spectrum to the other, as efficient as you can be. And right here, Yanni Chirinos, that little slider.
Well, and the other thing, too, with Mancini coming up in a short history, but 6 at-bats, 2 hits and a home run against Stanek. So the fact that Stanek was having trouble keeping the ball down and then making that adjustment, you're afraid you might groove one there to that guy who has a history of some success against you.
And he's going to be sitting dead red. There's no question about it.
So Chirinos, who can offer a little different look, comes in and strikes out Mancini on 3 pitches.
You know, and the other thing that Chirinos gives you with the runners at first and second, that ability to get the ground ball.
Yep.
So you're thinking, okay, I could get the strikeout or the ground out. Either one of them is going to work.
1-0 to Chris Davis, 2 on, 2 out now. And it's 1-1. Villar at first, Rickard at second base. Fly ball toward the left field corner, on the run, Malik Smith, he's there. Nice grab by Malik Smith. His momentum carries him to that short wall where he makes a couple new friends after catching that fly ball off the bat of Chris Davis. We're headed into the bottom of the first, no score. Score lineup presented by your local Ford dealers finds Malik Smith atop the order. Tommy Pham, the DH, in the number 2 spot, followed by Matt Duffy. C.J. Crone, Kevin Kiermaier, and Willie Adames in the heart of the lineup. Brandon Lowell at 7th. Gomez is in that 8th spot in right field, and Sucre will do the catching.
Well, taking the mound this afternoon for the Baltimore Orioles is going to be left-hander Josh Rogers. He's made 2 starts with the team. Made his major league debut back on August the 28th. As part of the Zach Britton trade, came over from the New York Yankees.
And his first pitch is inside. A 24-year-old right-hander out of the University of Louisville.
Big guy, 6'3", 220 pounds, but not overpowering with the fastball. You saw the first 2 at 86, 87. He averages right around 89. Going to feature a slider and a changeup to go along.
Originally from New Albany, Indiana. And he's ahead of Malik Smith. He's headed out of play. Peterson over there, but no chance. So a souvenir distributed by Malik Smith. And a foul ball. This one back of the dugout into the seats.
Almost lost the handle on that bat. Hand came flying off, trying to stay alive here and extend this AB. Yeah, with all of the velocity that's in the game, that's what we're talking about too. Tries to come in and ends up with the one-handed swing.
Malik's hitting .357 against lefties this year. Takes another one and sends it out of play back into the stands down the left field side.
That's all you're trying to do here. You know, you fall down in the count 2 strikes, especially when you're behind 0-2, 1-2. It's all about battling. Foul off the tough pitches, and you're hoping for that one mistake. Then you better pounce.
Well, it goes to 2-2. Rogers spent most of the year at Scranton, the AAA club for the Yankees, was 6-8 there with a .395. And after getting ahead of Malik Smith, the count is now full. Went to Norfolk and made 5 starts there. AAA club for the Orioles. It was 2-1. And the chop right side, charged by VR, and the throw to first is in time.
I tell you, that adds an element of pressure. When you get a chopper like that and no Malik's is going up the line, you'd better be perfect with the transfer. Let's take a look at the rest of that Baltimore defense, brought to you by Gold and Diamond Source. In the outfield left to right, we've got Jace Peterson, Cedric Mullins, and Joey Rickard. And across that infield third to first, Nunez, Beckham, VR, and Mancini. Caleb Joseph gets the call behind the plate.
A strike to Tommy Pham. Two, Pham with 17 home runs overall in his time with the Cardinals and the Rays. And continues to consistently hit the ball hard.
There's a number of guys in this lineup that we say that about. G-Man Choi, that barrel finds the baseball an awful lot. Same with Pham. Got a lot of hot hitters in this lineup. I think that's why we both went with the runs over the number of pitchers. We know that they're going to use a number of pitchers today, but feel confident in that Rays offense.
And we have another full count. Well, Rogers got ahead of Malik Smith, went 3-2, fouled off a few pitches. got him on the ground ball. Now Pham with the full count. And this one is fouled out of play. Recent home run for Tommy Pham came Friday, hit it out to center field. How about that? Off that back wall.
Yeah, that put a dent in the batter's eye. That is something.
And he walks this time to reach his first time around.
Well, you can already see the game plan of Josh Rogers, and because he doesn't have the overpowering stuff, he's going to work both sides of the plate, make the right-handers aware of the fastball in, then work it away, backdoor the breaking ball, change up, try to get these hitters off balance. That is his only path to success.
Well, it is a big change from what we see so much of with the velocity in the game now. This is more of years gone by with a guy who does not have overpowering stuff, but tries to pitch his way through a lineup.
And that, you know, that style works, and it works well. The problem is you've got to be able to execute it. And thus far, we've not seen that pinpoint command. If you're going to pitch at 89, you know, breaking ball changeup, the command had better be pinpoint. Has to be.
Ball 2 to Duffy.
Because here's what ends up happening. You fall behind a lot. You know, you've already got the walk to Pham, and then you're forced to come out over the plate. If you do that, the stuff is not going to play nearly as well.
1 on, 1 out, bottom of the first. Duffy with a base hit, served into shallow center. Pham makes a turn, but hangs on at second. And the Rays put 2 men aboard with 1 out. Now the Rays with the first inning threat. Today's jackpot brought to you by the Florida Lottery, and we'll take a look at the work turned in by C.J. Cron. Last 12 games, 5 of them multi-hit games, hitting .312 with 4 home runs. There's a shot, well hit, back into left. That's going to be off the left field wall. Pham's going to score. Duffy will go to third. It's a stand-up double for Cron, and the Rays take the lead on the 2-base hit by Cron. RBI number 62 for Cron, his 26th double.
Boy, and they continue to strike early. This team comes out of the gate hot here lately. I guess when you got a lineup full of hot hitters, that's going to happen. That was an absolute missile right off the midway part of the wall, and there's the Rays' first run already.
How about 114 off the bat?
You know what? I believe it, because it was a line drive. The thud of it hitting the padding.
Absolutely.
I mean, told you that ball was smoked.
Here's Kevin Kiermaier with the infield pulled up. And he takes that pitch away. 1 ball, no strikes. Cron into this game hitting over 300 against lefties, and boy, he hit that ball right on the button. Kiermaier chop right side. Villar's coming home. The throw is in time. Trying to get in head first, Duffy, but he is out at the plate.
Another nice play by Villar, getting rid of that ball quickly, and watch Matt Duffy try to sneak that left hand in there late. You know, he realizes here that there is going to be a play. He's going on contact, and here it comes. And here comes the left hand, trying to sneak it in there around, and boy, nice job by Caleb Joseph to target that and get the tag there.
Two gone with men at first and third for Willy Adames. Cron at third, Kiermaier on first. It started wide and stayed out there. That's a little base hit into right. Crone will score. It's 2-0. Adames comes through. Kiermaier to second. Willie Adames picks up his 24th run, batted in. Rays now have hit in 17 innings in this series against the Orioles, and they've scored in 10 of the 17 innings.
I was just going to say, and that stat bears it out, it's consistent pressure. Consistent pressure. Base runners all over the place. Guys continue to string them, put together these ABs, have good at-bats. Sometimes you get some soft contact that falls in, knocks in another run.
Brandon Lau. This is a fastball, strike one. Now the seventh man to come to the plate. This will be the 26th pitch of the inning, and there's a shot deep to right. Rickard looking up, and that baby's gone. Home run for Brandon Lau, and the Rays break it open here in the first inning. His 4th of the year into the seats in right. That makes it 5-0. Kiermaier and Adames score in front of Lau. A 5-run first.
I'll tell you what, Brandon Lau has come alive. You're starting to see that power that he was showing down in the minor leagues. Took a while for it to show up, but boy, he's now spraying them all over the place. Got a mistake there, middle in, right into the swing.
Well, come alive is absolutely right at the plate. I mean, he had a great year in the minor leagues, hit all those home runs, and then struggled at the start of his major league exposure. But boy, that's way in the past now. Home run number 4. And here's Carlos Gomez. Pops it up, going after the first pitch. Will it be playable? Mancini has room in front of the dugout to retire the side. 8 men come to the plate. The Rays score 5-0 Tampa Bay. Well, the Rays break out in front with a 5-run first. Take a look at our Toyota inside look. See what the Rays have done coming into this game over the last 16, averaging 6.3 runs a game with an on-base percentage of .376, and they've added on to that in the first inning of this game. Tim Beckham leads off against Yanni Chirinos. The pitch is a ball. Beckham, then Nunez and Peterson. Will be a strike. Chirinos came on, got the last 2 outs of the first inning on just 6 pitches, a strikeout and a fly ball to left. Two and one. And boy, that pitch looked pretty good right there.
That was a strike. I mean, that's a 94-mile-an-hour sinker in the bottom third of the strike zone. That's not even a questionable pitch, and it's not like it's on the edge of the plate. Right here. There's nothing wrong with that.
Hot shot, and it's right at Duffy. Well, he hit the ball hard in that 3-1 count, but Duffy was right there to make the catch.
Be ready. That's all I'm going to say. And I'm sure that's all Matt Duffy's going to say. You got to be ready.
He's ready and makes the catch on that hot shot liner. Now Nunez. Renato Nunez. He takes a strike. Nunez homered in last night's game. Went 2 for 4 with a 2-run home run. The fastball a little bit outside. 1-1. It's a shot driven into left center field. That is high off the wall. Kiermaier has a little trouble playing the carom. He was thinking about going to second and then had to go to third. And it's a double for Nunez.
But Nunez has been swinging the bat here a little bit for the Orioles the last couple of days. That ball was hit very hard.
See how high up on the wall it hit.
Right around thigh high, and that ball drilled. Make those mistakes in the middle of the plate.
There it is. How about that? Came close.
Well, you're right, too. Kiermaier was going to gear you. We see him all the time trying to get the ball in as quick as he can. Loves to show off that arm.
Now a bunt attempt by Peterson. He fouls it. Strike one.
I mean, if I'm Riani Chirinos, I'm like, thank you for the bunt. I mean, give us another out. Got a 5-run lead. But okay, we'll take it.
Peterson at 201 on the year.
You don't want to fall below 200.
You know, I ran across an interesting number on this club. A little early for this, but it has to wear on this Baltimore mentality. You know, they keep track of everything now, including batting average and late inning pressure situations. And the Orioles have 4 of the lowest batting average. 4 of the 5 lowest belong to Baltimore hitters. And Peterson is one of them. Chris Davis is hitting .078 in those situations. Peterson, Cisco, and Beckham are all in that top 5. Or bottom 5, if you want to look at it that way. They're just swing and a miss. 2-2.
I would think that it's probably a small sample size.
Two balls, 2 strikes. There's a little looper and a nice catch. They're going to get a double play. Duffy retreated back, got the glove up there to grab it, and Nunez is doubled off second base to retire the side. And a 16-year-old child, a big Rays fan, and who'd like to be part of the 2019 Rays Rookie TV show? If so, send photos of your child, a 1-minute video, and a quick bio and what makes him a big Rays fan to Rays Rookies at RaysBaseball.com by September 21st, 2018. Rays up. Sucre. Ball 1, Rays with a 5-run first on 4 hits. 3-run home run by Brandon Lau. Big blow in the first inning. 1-1 the count here on Sucre. Alex Smith, the top of the order next, followed by Tommy Pham. Fly ball toward right center, and it's going to be Rickard over to make the catch. Alex Smith. Alex ran a deep count in the first inning. And a 9-pitch at bat before grounding out. Here's after the first pitch right there. 1 strike on the foul ball. It's 1-1. Ball, 2 strikes. Well, the Rays 6-1 in September. They've hit over 300 as a team, and they're averaging 7 runs a game for the month.
Pretty incredible. But you know what? We talked about it last night a little bit. All of the different hitters in the lineup that are hot.
Yep.
I mean, you just can't get off of that. And so you're going to put up some numbers. There's no question. Surprising how long some of them have been hot.
And an interesting thing is now, of course, you know, the roster is a little bit bigger now, but we started to see this happening before the end of August. Foul ball out of play. And Kevin Cash will make up his lineup, and he's still going to have a couple of guys on the bench who are pretty hot right now at the same time.
Yeah.
Any way he plays it with this lineup, I mean, they're hot hitters who you could justify being in the lineup.
We talk a lot about Kevin Cash and the way that he is able.
Base hit through the hole. Other way.
Why not? Well, that's why he's been so good against lefties. You know, stay in there, use the other side of the field. Kevin Cash gets a lot of attention in a good way on the way that he's able to juggle the pitching staff.
Yep.
But you're absolutely right. He's got to put together the lineup, keep guys fresh, keep guys that are swinging the bat well in the lineup, knowing he can't keep them all in there. So he has to really play the shell game on the offensive end right now as much as he has to do it on the pitching end.
Yeah, and you saw Lau there a moment ago, and Wendell. I mean, they've made big contributions. Wendell all year, and Lau, after that slow start, getting very hot. 1-0 the count to Tommy Pham. And now Pham riding a 12-game hitting streak.
One after the other. You know what it does do? It gives Kevin Cash some really good options late in the game. If it is a game, got some pretty top-notch pinch hitters if need be coming off the bench.
Well, we saw that last night when he used Matt Duffy. You know, the Rays a couple times trying to increase the lead after Baltimore had climbed to within a couple of runs, and he had Duffy available, and he came through with the base hit, stayed in the game, and later drove in 2 runs. He had C.J. Cron on the bench. He came through with a hit. 1 and 2 on Pham. And a base hit punched into center field. Mallix is going to go to third. The throw by Mullins into center, or into second from center, as Pham singles into center field, and he has a 13-game hitting streak. And here they go again.
Yeah, I mean, a pitch, another pitch. Now, here's the interesting thing, too, here on Josh Rogers. We'll go back to it again. If you're going to pitch in the range that he's pitching in, the command has to be impeccable. How many pitches left out over the plate and up? How many pitches missed in bad counts? You know, trying to make that perfect pitch. It's just not going to be a recipe for success, and the Rays will have him out of here sooner rather than later.
Well, the 13-game hitting streak for Tommy Pham. That ties his career high. He had a 13-game streak earlier this year in June with the Cardinals, and now he has a 13-gamer here with the Rays. McDowell out there talking with Rogers while Giacobonis gets up in the bullpen. Matt Duffy at the plate. Strike the count. Well, the Rays with a threat to add to this 5-run lead. Comes in high. 1-1. Pitch is fouled out of play. Rays sent 8 men to the plate in the first to score 5. Crone drove in a run. Adames drove in 1, and Lau hit the 3-run home run. And Duffy, his last 15 games, another one of these hot hitters for the Rays, hitting .357 over that span with 10 RBIs and 10 runs scored.
I mean, can you remember a time where you've seen a lineup top to bottom as hot as this group?
Yeah, I'll tell you, it's fun when they do, and pretty remarkable. I mean, you get any lineup, I don't care what team it is, to be as hot as long as they have, top to bottom. It's a special occurrence. Runner breaks off first, pitches a ball inside, safe at second, and safe at home. Malik Smith streaking down the line, and he got in head first. So the Rays pull off the double steal and steal a run.
I'm going to tell you what, the Rays in this series are flat out embarrassing the Orioles. Pull another first and third, and watch the throw back in by Beckham. Just nothing on it. And why even throw it?
So Smith with the steal of home, his 31st stolen base. And the Pham picks up a steal. His 11th on the year. And the full count pitch is fouled by Duffy.
I mean, the Rays have emptied the playbook in this series.
Yeah.
And all of it's worked.
And there's ball 4 outside. Another base runner for the Rays. And Buck Showalter comes out of the dugout. And that's going to be it for the young left-hander. Rogers will depart after an inning and a third. Call to the bullpen brought to you by the Florida Lottery.
back at it again, guys. And listen, C.J. Cron's one of those guys that's just been, you know, hot lately, and also not just hitting home runs, but also hitting doubles, extra base hits. Look at the nice swing right there. That's really not his kind of pitch, preferably. He likes him a little lower, but what I like about what he's doing lately and getting more hits and being better hitter at pitches over the zone, up and away. You're seeing some base hits here, but the bottom line is that C.J. Cron, when he's in that advantageous 2-0, 3-1 count, he's looking down and trying to get that lofty swing. He actually has more of a left-handed swing for a power right-handed hitter. Most right-handed hitters tend to have, they like the ball up out over the plate and swing like that. C.J. Cron has that lofty kind of up and down swing, and let's see if he can lift one right here and extend this lead.
Goes after the 1-0 pitch and pops it up on the right side of the infield fly, and Mancini takes care of that pop-up coming down from first. So Cron, who had doubled and scored, chased home a run in the first, pops out here.
You know, and what Arestas was talking about, the type of swing that he was talking about, you see that a lot with guys that have their hands high. And that's what C.J. Cron does. He's got his hands up there nice and high. He wants to drop. That's why he prefers those pitches down in the zone. Drop the barrel to it and then lift it and get it out of here.
It's Kevin Kiermaier. And the pitch hit on the ground. Backhanded and safe at second. VR tried to get rid of it, could not immediately. And by the time he did make the throw to Beckham, Duffy beat the play at second base, and the bases are going to be loaded. And Kiermaier's going to get a hit out of that.
And VR frustrated with himself. I mean, even when the Orioles make a really nice play, it still doesn't work out for him. Just cannot get the glove or get the ball out of the glove clean. Nice diving stop. And then going for the ball. And
so the base is loaded with Jimmy Yacobonis in this game. Willie Adames takes the pitch inside.
Yacobonis, it's fastball slider to the right-handers. He will mix in a changeup to lefties.
And gets a strike there. It's 1-1. It's a chopper down to third. Nunez up with it. Throw to first is going to be in time. Rays will leave them loaded. They add a run on the steal of home. It's 6-0 Tampa Bay.
Low to where I feel like I can't move one way or another like a catcher, but I also have to have my glove to where it's in a position to catch a ball that's shot at my feet. I'm always going to be quicker working ground to up versus up to down. So lower here at third than versus at short. If I'm at short, I'm more in like a tennis stance and kind of I give it a little hop. That's kind of personal preference. The biggest thing for me in terms of my footwork on my setup is making sure that I'm not feeling like I'm falling forward as the ball crosses the plate. I want to think at third base more side to side because balls are hit so hard, you don't have time to fall forward and then work this way. So you want to go just basic and be able to move one way or another, making sure that you're balanced and soft and smooth with your movements. And then from there, same thing that we worked on before, making sure we're securing the baseball, because even when you're playing back, you still have more time than most positions to get the ball to first base. At third base, it's typically less time to catch the ball and more time to throw it. So securing the baseball, getting a four-seam grip on the ball, and throwing it to first base.
Well, the first hitter, Caleb Joseph, is aboard, took the 0-1 pitch and blooped it into shallow right in front of Gomez. So a base runner for Baltimore in this 6-0 game.
Boy, a lot of really good points there by Matt Duffy. Playing the third base position and being ready, talking about, you know, moving laterally as opposed to, you know, leaning forward because the balls get hit so hard down there. We've already seen that here in this ball game with that line drive that he caught.
Oh, fastball into Mullins. Strike one. Mullins opened the game with a walk and was caught stealing.
Right now, Matt Duffy intent on taking the bunt away from Mullins. A couple of steps in there on the turf.
It's now 2-1. Square the count. Five-run first, another run in the second. This one is popped up. Adames will make the catch in shallow center. Well, that's the first out here in the third. Bonefish Grill, fresh catch of the game.
That was the bullet. I mean, right at him. He's ready to go. And then how about this one? This one you got to show a little bit of that lateral movement and some leaping ability, and then be heady to get the ball to second. And as you so aptly pointed out in the break between that inning, maybe Jace Peterson should have bunted.
Well, it might have worked out better for him.
One out as opposed to two.
Ray's happy that he didn't. Well, Rickard. Pitch is a strike. Rickard walked his first time. Yonny Chirinos took over in the first inning of this game. Very quickly has the jump on Rickard. Chirinos. And a swing, got a little piece of that one, a foul ball in the dirt there off of Sucre. He'll take a little time to put himself back together, as catchers so often do, and trek on.
I think they just, what they're doing is waiting for feeling to come back in whatever body part it is.
Yep.
And then ascertain if it's serious or not. Can I go on now that I have feeling back?
And a reach there. Rickard out on strikes. Out number 2. Second strikeout for Chirinos.
Little slider here, not a ton of movement on it, but enough to get Ricker to try to go after it.
Jonathan VR, switch hitter, walked his first time up. Strokes it into center. That's a one-hop base hit in front of Kiermaier. Joseph goes to second, and with 2 outs, 2 men on. So VR continues to have a pretty good series here individually. VR acquired from the Milwaukee Brewers in the Jonathan Scope deal, and he's been one of the bright spots for the Orioles since that deal. Trey Mancini pitches low to him. Just missed down. 2-0. A couple strikeouts for Chirino since taking over. Stanek walked 3. And right there is Lau. He'll make the throw to first. He was on the shortstop side of second. Mancini out of there. 2 left, 6-0 Rays.
Well, it's been all Rays here in the early going as they lead at 6-0 as we head into the bottom of the 3rd inning. And for our scouting report, let's look at the Rays' home dominance. And this is going back since June 11th, the best record in Major League Baseball at Tropicana Field at 31-8. And Dwayne, I know you and I have talked about this ad nauseum, about this team making this a house of horrors for the opposition. It looks like they finally are.
Yeah, and I think it has always had the potential, I think, to be that for the Rays, to make this place truly home and take advantage of the fact that it is their home, a lot like Roger Craig and the Giants did with Candlestick Park at one time over in the National League years ago. And boy, they are doing that now.
That's an incredible run that they have been on here for sure.
And a high fly ball the opposite way, sending Peterson all the way to the track and the wall. I'll tell you, Lau, he gets a lot of carry when he hits the ball. We've seen that, and a couple of them go out of the park, including one today to right. He has 4 home runs, and that ball just continued to carry to the opposite field.
You know, you look at him and you say, Brandon Lau, he's not a big guy. Doesn't look like a guy that's going to have that much pop, especially when you're talking about the opposite field.
Yeah,
but
here,
yeah,
in this ballpark.
He's got, I mean, a quick bat, and you're right, that ball just seemingly just does not come down.
Good cut right there on the fastball by Gomez.
I know all season long we kept seeing his home run numbers increasing in the minor leagues, and you're going, really, 20 plus? And went to Durham and he hit 14 there in about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden now you're starting to see why, and it's no fluke.
It's a chop to the left side, cutting to his left. Nunez will make the play, and Gomez is the second out. So the bases are empty for Jesus Sucre. Sucre takes a strike. He goes, okay, we get that too when I'm behind the plate, right? You want to be careful with Nick Lenz. You know, he and Aaron Boone had it out about a week and a half ago. Ball, 1 strike, and Boone at least thought the strike zone was too big for the opposition, and actually demonstrated behind the plate to Lenz the point he was trying to make, and of course Lenz said, well, you're out of here. Nice demonstration, but we'll see you later.
It's getting your money's worth.
Yep.
You know, you argue balls and strikes nowadays and you're immediately automatically ejected, so you might as well go out then and prove your point. This is what I'm talking about. See, this over here, this isn't a strike when they catch it outside of their right leg.
Yeah.
Tends to be off the plate.
Yeah, his point was, you know, how some catchers are famous for massaging that pitch and getting a strike, and everybody'd love to be able to do that. And some catchers apparently are better than others, but Boone took exception to that. At least that call. 3-2. Lenz, a young umpire, he's only 29 years old, a couple of years experience, and he will be a little more lenient with the strike zone at times than some umpires, which is, at least in my way of looking at it, not a bad thing.
No.
I think it helps to move the game along, opens the game up a little bit. Chopper down to third. Nunez with the toss across, and Sucre is out number 3. We go to the 4th. It's 6-0 Rays. 6-0 Rays on to the fourth. Here's what's coming up tomorrow on Rays Live. Pregame show presented by your local Honda dealers. We'll hear from Tyler Glasnow, and Orestes will break down Francisco Lindor with the Cleveland Indians in town. And our coverage begins at 6:30 tomorrow. We go to the fourth. Chris Davis takes the ball outside, 1-0.
We're going to get a rematch.
Yeah, the Indians will have Corey Kluber on the hill. Foul ball back, and it's 1-1.
I was assuming that the interview with Glasnow meant that he was maybe going to pitch tomorrow.
Well, right now the Rays are a little cagey about that, so we'll wait and see.
They love the TBD.
They do, don't they?
They get it at least every 5 days, and
Yep.
now they may even be mixing in another one.
Yeah.
Depends on the matchup. Glasnow giving pushback a day. Snell's going to stay on his day. That's the only certainty. And other than that, we're going to.
Yeah, well, it gives us an excuse not to do our homework before the game.
It's hard sometimes.
It is. I mean, we actually, I know some people think it's hard to believe, but we actually do try to prepare. So Smith out there on the left, and he takes care of that. So there is homework involved.
Yes.
But that starting pitcher is a big part of getting a jump on it.
That's everything.
Yep.
That's where you kind of start, and then you branch out from there, and then you may get into some other, who knows where it takes you.
Yeah.
But that's the starting point. And when you get the TBD, you're like, well, the top half of my sheet is blank.
That's right. And all of those little brainstorms that you might have based on who's going to pitch, they're on hold.
Right. Right. And so, you know what? We may hear from Kevin Cash after a game that, Stanek's going to get the open tomorrow.
Yeah.
So you can touch on some Stanek things. Yeah, there's not a lot there because he's not throwing a ton of innings. You go through the little bit of Stanek, and then you're like, and who's coming in after him? Is it going to be Beeks? Is it Yarbrough? Is it Chirinos? Then you go back to see, and that might not even be.
Sometimes sometimes they're cagey on that.
Yeah. They used to announce who the bulk guy was going to be.
Yeah.
Not as much.
Yeah, we're trying to get that edge.
Playoff run, baby.
Beckham out on the first pitch on the ground ball to short. Here's Nunez. Pitch is a strike. Well, the Rays, counting this one, 21 left.
How about that?
Yeah, where'd it go?
I mean, I'm telling you, these seasons, they fly.
It really would be fun. If the Rays have this one and then Cleveland in town. If they could pick up a couple games between now and the time Oakland comes in, next weekend could be a lot of fun.
It should be.
Yep.
You're at 8 now. Okay, fine. But it's only 7 in the loss column, which is what you look at this time of year.
Popper short right, and Crone, look at it. Crone with his back to the infield. Nothing to it, he says. In short right field, C.J. Crone makes that play. And we're going to head to the bottom of the fourth, 6-0 Rays. Open the mitt, and it goes. 2012 against the Texas Rangers. B.J. Upton tying a club record with 3 home runs, the 5th 3-home-run game in Tropicana Field history. James Shields records his 2nd shutout of that season, 6th over the last 2 years leading up to that, tying Cliff Lee of the Phillies at the time for the most in that span. Now Malik Smith, top of the order in the bottom of the 4th here for the Rays. The first pitch is a strike. Smith with a single in the 2nd and a run scored. Facing Yacobonis for the first time today in this game. Slider, and he missed it.
That's the funny thing about Malik Smith. You will see him every now and then take a very awkward swing, and then all of a sudden, next pitch, line it somewhere hard. Able to make those quick adjustments.
Down around his feet, and that hit him. Malix is on base, hit by a pitch to lead it off. Tommy Pham will be up. Here's the pitch that hit him on the right foot. Well, the Rays have scored in 11 of the 19 innings they've been at the plate here in this series. And the leadoff man on in the 4th for Tommy Pham. And that's down to first. They step on the bag. Tag plays on at 2nd. And Malix runs into the tag there on the slide with VR putting the tag on him.
Well, that play happens because Mancini is holding Malik Smith on. This ball otherwise would have been right up the line. He was not expecting that, so a quick step. Now you got to make a throw. Not an easy throw either. You're kind of throwing it over the shoulder of the runner.
Two outs, just like that. The bases are empty for Matt Duffy. That's a strike. Matt's been on twice with a single and a walk. And he hits it on the ground to short. Beckham makes the throw to first. The Rays are finished in the 4th. We head into the 5th. 6-0 ball game.
Series pitching so well. He's done it so much throughout the year. Something he does so well is throw that two-seam fastball, the sinker, right down the middle, lets it run away from what a left-handed batter would be. I'll show you real quick what he does grip-wise. Here's two seams right there. First 2 fingers are on those seams, okay? Secondly, his release. He's going to release right on top, slight pronation, right here to give you that depth and that run away from a left-handed hitter. Oh, if you want to step in here, this is a demonstration of what a sinker is going to do. He's going to start that pitch right down the middle, and it's going to drop and go away from the barrel of the bat. And ideally, that's to create a lot of ground balls. If you watch Chirinos over the course of the year, he's so good at throwing strikes early in the count, but also when people are on base, he's able to induce a lot of ground ball double plays. Fellas?
All right, first pitch here, a ball to Peterson. What a handy guy to have on the staff, a guy who can go out there and throw ground balls with a sinker the way he does.
Gets good velocity on it too. You know, it's a true power sinker.
2 balls and a strike.
By the way, in between innings, the little concert that was put on by the organist. We said organ or media dining. I'm gonna go media dining today.
Are you?
Yep.
Yeah, I thought that might put him ahead in the race a little bit, but
Well,
so
it did.
A little diverging opinion, maybe.
It did.
Yeah.
It put him ahead.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then we're on the same page.
And you didn't even go to media dining.
Ball back. The count is full. 6-0 ball game here. The Rays 6 runs, 7 hits. The Orioles no runs, 3 hits.
You know that phrase, the idle hands is the devil's workshop. These big cushions leads to us to no good.
That's right. That's a strike 3 call.
The mind starts to wander a little bit.
Yep. Well, Peterson did not try to bunt that time and is called out on strikes. First out here in the 5th.
You know, that's the thing, and you wonder, you just wonder what is going to happen with this Baltimore team. As we talked about it last night. You know, coming into spring training 2019, what is this team going to look like, and how will they start the season? But there have been some interesting decisions made in this series too. You think about the stolen base VR, who's had a good series, and he's trying to swipe third last night with 2 outs. Chris Davis at the plate.
Yeah, what for?
Yeah, right. You know, you're trying to make up some ground. You make that 3rd out over there, and been a frustrating series for this team. It's been a frustrating road trip for this team. Really frustrating.
They opened by being swept by Kansas City.
We had Kansas City was in here for 4.
Yeah, and they were really struggling.
They were really struggling. Didn't look like, you know, I mean, the Rays didn't even play particularly well in that series and still swept them. And they put a hurting on the Orioles. A couple of games, scored 9 in each of them.
3-1 the count on Caleb Joseph. He shoots this one into left. Smith's going to have to play the carom off the wall, and Caleb Joseph has a double. He's 2 for 2. So Joseph has half the Baltimore hits.
Well, and going back to what Doug and Orestes were demonstrating, when that sinker is not down in the zone and it stays up, it flattens. And that one moving from the outer third to the middle, not nearly as much depth, and it makes it a very hittable pitch there for Joseph.
Now Cedric Mullins. Ground ball. It's handled by Lau. Over to third goes Joseph. Mullins is out number 2. MLB TV now available at a lower price. For $49.99, watch every out-of-market regular season game and get a free subscription to MLB At Bat Premium. Black out and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv to take advantage of this special offer. Joey Rickard has walked and struck out. One ball, no strikes. 2 balls, no strikes. That is ball 3, just missed a little bit in, 3-0. It's VR on deck. Now a strike, 3-1. Cut the miss. So the count is full. Right now the Rays on a pace for 88 wins. Coming into today at 77 and 64. They're thinking about a couple more than that. Foul ball off his foot.
I don't want to get way too out in front of this, but I think that I'd be disappointed if this team didn't get to 90 wins.
Yeah, I hear you.
You know, I mean, they've got some tough teams. You know, Cleveland's going to be tough. Oakland's going to be tough. They also have some very winnable games on that schedule. And on top of that, they're playing extremely well. Pitching well, hitting well, solid to great defense.
With a chop left side. Nice pickup by Duffy. Throw to first in time to get Rickard. Nice play by Duffy down there at third. A man left. Middle of the 5th. 6-0 Rays. Statcast AI powered by AWS as we take a look at C.J. Cron's double in the first inning, all the way to the wall on the fly, 114 miles per hour off his bat, so that's his best. And he's going to lead off the bottom of the 5th inning. You know, last night in that final at bat, that pitch that came in on him, and we speculated that maybe it got part of his thumb, and it just happened to walk out with him last night. Talked with him about that, and it did. And he said last night, but I'm going to be in there tomorrow. Well, the first time up in this game, he hit the ball on a line 114 miles per hour off his bat. So he certainly was back after that pitch that fouled off also fouled off his thumb.
You know, that was a term that you would use, you know, when you were out there pitching and would get a guy to take a swing on a pitch where you really got it in his kitchen, in off the plate, and you jammed him. That was what we called, you thumb the guy. But I've actually never seen it happen. And there you go, the swing and the ball that far in.
He went around and says C.B. Buckner. The count's 1-2. Well, you look at something like that, and you look at what Pham has gone through, those injuries that he's had, and he's bounced back. Yeah, how many days are there when you go up there, play this game, and you feel absolutely perfect? Not many of those days. I mean, something over the course of a season is going to be more than just an annoyance.
I mean, you'd like to say opening day, but you're coming out of spring training, and you probably got a little something.
Yeah.
But maybe opening day. I mean, it's a long, grueling. I mean, these guys start so early now. It's really around the clock, year-round training, and then you come into spring, early February, starts in mid-February. You get yourself ready, and then you know, how many games in spring training? 30, about. Then 162, and then you want October games.
Yep.
It's a lot of baseball.
That strikeout of Cron, first strikeout for Baltimore pitching in this game. Comes to open the fifth, and here is Kevin Kiermaier, who is 1 for 2. Takes the pitch away for a ball. That's it. Out of play. That's going to be a fair ball. Down beyond the bullpen mound. Extra bases for Kiermaier. And he's in there at second. Well, Kiermaier with that average now firmly in the 220s with his 11th double of the year. You know, it wasn't that long ago when he was hitting around 170. When you go back to the last week, certainly the last half of the month of August, he was in the 170s, and now he's going to be up in the mid 220s.
That is a lot of work and not a lot of time. I mean, you're raising your average that late in the season, and you know you had some injury time for sure, but still 50 points that quickly.
So Kiermaier in scoring position for Willy Adames. Adames drove in a run and scored a run in the 5-run first. Inside. Jimmy Yacobonis on the hill in relief. Now strike 2-1. Yacobonis out of New Jersey. Orioles drafted him in 2013. High towering fly ball to center, and Mullins tracks this one right into the glove. Tag at second. Kiermaier heads to third. He's in there ahead of the throw, so a move up. And Adames is out number 2, and before Brandon Lau steps in, we'll check in with Orestes.
Hey guys, KK, nice to see him join the ranks of the Duffys and Malik Smith and the Tommy Pham doing one similar thing. And when you think about a hitter, and I talk a lot about keeping your hands inside, KK before was casting out a lot, long swing and swinging. Rod Carew used to talk about almost carrying a baby, and by the way, he'll be doing this a lot after his wife has the baby this winter. And you carry a baby and you literally throw the hands through. So KK has been throwing the hands in, and then when you throw them out, push it out, then you get full extension and you get full coverage of the plate. So I tell you, that's really been working for him. He's using his hands better. I don't know, BA, maybe it might have been something where, you know, the hand injury wasn't at 100%, so you kind of overswing and compensate for it. But right now, it's snappy, and you're seeing the fruits of that labor.
And this pitch is bounced foul by Lau, so the count's 1-1. Well, it's certainly come together here for Kiermaier.
It is, and I'll tell you something. As a pitcher, the guy with a long casting swing that Orestes was talking about is so easy to spot. And when it gets long and you do start to cast that bat out there, there are so many open holes that you give a pitcher to be able to attack. And there isn't just one way to be able to get you out when your swing gets long like that. And really the only chance that you have as a hitter is to find a way to tighten it up somehow. And with all the work that he's done the last few weeks, he certainly has done that.
He's at third base right now. Lau trying to get him home. Pick up an extra run. The Rays scored 5 in the first, 1 in the second. 2-2 now. 3 of those runs in the 5-run first came on Lau's home run. 3-run shot. Take another look at the home run off the bat of Brandon Lau. And he works the count full. Lau, like a lot of these Rays, has had a great September. And over the last 14 games back into the end of August, he's hitting .421.
7 extra base hits.
And he swings through that pitch up and is out on strikes. Rays and the Orioles move into the 6th. 6-0 Rays.
Very nice. Okay, one thing I think it's important to point out here, and this is something that we do a lot with guys in our lower levels of the minor leagues, just in terms of the pivot. You know, a lot of this kind of it's how we start, but the pivot doesn't need to be big. All right, I mean, your pivot was perfect. It just got to the point where you can just get that, you know, your drive leg flush with the rubber, you know, and then just get to the point where and your max knee height is going to vary from player to player, but as long as we're able to just kind of stay compact and stay athletic. So we're not disengaging from that because our knee's getting too high. You know, we're just getting to the point where, you know, you got a comfortable max knee height. You don't need to be worry about how fast you are to the plate because we don't have base runners on base and you're not in the set position. But you're just getting to the point where you get comfortable with where your max knee height is. All right. And then again, just keeping that drive leg, taking your lead leg where it's going. So why don't you go ahead and jump up there and do that again for me. outstanding. That's outstanding.
Well, that's right from Kyle Snyder there, and some pretty good advice on starting your delivery with that shorter pivot. You don't have to have a big one back.
No, and you know what? When it gets too big back, all of a sudden you have to compensate going forward, and sometimes it starts into a lean. You know, a little tap, you're still, you know, your body weight is still over your, you know, the leg that you're going to be driving off of, your balance point, balance leg, and if that initial drop step or side step gets too big, now all of a sudden body weight is a little bit off balance, and then it kind of can throw out of whack the entire delivery. And so that's why you see a lot of these guys going just right out of the stretch. If they do go out of the windup, it's a toe tap and go. Trying to limit that pre-movement.
Jonathan, we are taking a strike 2 called. It's 1-2 now to begin the top half of the 6th. Ground ball. Lau is right there. Other thing about Lau, that's a routine ground ball, but he's got pretty good infield action out there, and we've also seen him in the outfield, so he fits the Rays mold. Versatility.
Yeah, the profile. So many guys, and that's a way to stick around. You know, it used to be you had a utility infielder, played the middle infield positions, and that was about it. Well, now you've got guys that can man any number of positions in the infield, throw out a corner outfield every now and then.
Trey Mancini looks at a strike. One and one. Mancini is struck out and grounded out. That pitch ran away from him.
I'll tell you, that may have been the snappiest slider all day. He started that in the middle of the plate, and it just took off. That was a Chaz Rowe-esque slider.
Take a look at that previous slider. That spin on it.
Some late movement, man. That's what you're looking for. You want to keep it in the zone as long as possible. That's a good take right there by Mancini, because that was a good slider. Like, I don't know how he took it. See how long that ball was in the zone before it finally dives out at the very end.
And a swing and a miss on the fastball. Just reared back and said, try to hit this.
That right there is why you see the sinker slider combo. Those two sliders off the plate. He took that last one, so let's now go with the sinker. And so all of a sudden now Mancini is heading out there to the outside corner as this thing darts right back in. And there was not a lot of sink on that, but the run still took it underneath Mancini's bat.
4th strikeout for Chirinos. And there's a strike to Chris Davis. Davis 0 for 2. Davis with 173 strikeouts this year. And that's 4th most in the American League. Moncada for the White Sox has 193 strikeouts starting play today.
Wait, this
one to Davis.
You know, this was a guy too. You talk about the game changing. Moncada for a lot of the season has been leadoff hitter for the White Sox. Yep. He's going to punch out well over 200 times.
2-2.
That's going to be an interesting team to watch, the White Sox.
Sure will, because they really tried to load up on a lot of young talent.
Yeah.
And have that mesh together.
Right.
Well, we'll see what happens there.
Right, because some of that young talent has been in the big leagues now for the last couple of seasons. And so a lot of that young talent is learning how to lose, not putting anything together. Then Michael Kopech, the big guy they got in the trade.
Yeah, that's a big blow for them.
The right-hander, yeah, starting pitcher, you know, top prospect in the game, had, what, a start or two in the big leagues, and then you find out that he's going to have Tommy John. So that was a big part of the rebuild.
Oh, strike 3 called will get Davis looking. 2 strikeouts in the inning. Bottom of inning 6 coming, 6-0 Rays. Rays half of the 6 finds Carlos Gomez leading off. And he goes after the first one and belts it deep to left. And it's hit it out. Home run number 9 for Gomez. It's a 7-0 ball game as Gomez jumps on the first pitch as he normally does, and this time he connects.
Yeah, Dwayne, that's the one thing you and I talked about it in between innings. That Carlos Gomez, you can almost set your watch to it that he is going to swing at the first pitch. So guess what? You want to stay out of areas like that.
He swings at the first pitch more than any hitter in the league.
You get the feeling that if you
here's Sucre sending a high fly ball to left. That's all the way to the track for Peterson, who makes the catch.
If you took the rosin bag and had it and you tossed that thing up there on the first pitch, he probably would take a hack at it. I mean, he's the most aggressive first pitch hacker in baseball.
Yeah, without question.
So middle is a place you want to stay away from.
Well, it's his first home run since the 14th of July when he connected up in Minnesota. And there's a shot. First pitch, and it's right by Yacobonis and into center field. Malik Smith hit the ball hard. So the Rays, 3 straight hitters going after the first pitch here in the 6th. Not waiting around. Rays in double figures now with 10 hits. Tommy Pham. Pitch is a strike. It's Miguel Castro in the bullpen for Baltimore. Oh, 2 to Pham. 2. Home run for Gomez. His second against the Orioles. Did one against them here at the Trop back in May. Foul ball back. You know, he'd gone over 3 months with just 1 home run.
Yeah, that doesn't seem right.
Nope.
Not with as much power as he has.
He hit one on the 1st of June in Seattle, and then hit another one on the 14th of July that we mentioned, and then today. There's a swing and a miss. So a strikeout of Pham, 3rd strikeout for Yacobonis. Yeah, that's surprising.
It is, because he's got that, he just has raw, natural power. We just saw it. A mistake out over the plate, if he barrels it, that thing is going to jump out of here. He hit some of the hardest home runs that we've seen, just not as many as you would think.
And his home run here to lead off this inning has given the Rays their 7th run. Strike called on Duffy. Foul the other way. So Gomez with a homer and the run batted in. Lau hit a 3-run home run, 3 runs batted in. Adames has driven in a run. C.J. Cron with a run batted in. The Rays pulled off a steal of home with men at 1st and 3rd in the 2nd inning. And Malik Smith swiped home. Up in. He fouls it back.
You know what this series is missing? Hidden ball trick. But the only thing the Rays haven't tried.
Yeah, they've done about everything else you could think of here, and they've done it successfully.
Yes. Well, that's what you have to do. You know, this is a team that really wants to make these last 21 games meaningful. And so when you get a team like the Orioles that are vulnerable coming in, you've just got to take it to them early and often. And that's what they've done. That's what good teams do.
Well, the Rays really want to be a factor in that wild card chase. The percentages are slim, but they're still playing as if they have that to play for. The other thing they'd for sure like to do, we touched on it earlier, is win 90 games. They'll have to go 13-8 in their last 21 to do that. 2-2 the count on Duffy.
And way more than capable of getting that done.
And there's the wild card right now. 7 back in the loss column, 8 total. And just a half game back of Seattle, just ahead of them. Count's now full. Seattle will get started in a little over an hour. They're home against the Yankees. Oakland home against Texas, and that game about an hour from starting. It's going to fall out of the reach of Mancini up the right side. Neither Rickard nor Mancini could manage to get there, and so Duffy will have another shot. Duffy out on strikes on the fastball up. Rays do get a run on the leadoff home run by Carlos Gomez. We are through 6 innings, 7-0 Tampa Bay. The Rays hit 4 home runs in the first game of the series here Friday. They've hit 2 today. Brandon Lau a 3-run blast in the first inning to cap a 5-run inning. And then this shot out of here by Carlos Gomez to open the Rays' 6th inning. The Rays have built this 7-0 lead headed into the 7th inning. Yoni Chirinos on the mound with Tim Beckham set to lead off. First pitch, a fastball taken for a strike. Beckham 0 for 2 today. Had a couple hits and 4 at-bats in the game last night. The 1-1 count. .80 pitches now for Chirinos, and there's a base hit into right field. And the Orioles put the leadoff hitter on base for the first time since the 3rd inning. Rays pitchers strike out 10 hitters today. Visit CanesStrikeout.com for a printed home voucher to take to Canes Furniture within 7 days and receive a coupon for 2 free tacos and chips at participating area Tijuana Flats locations. Restrictions apply. Nunez at the plate. He fouls it straight back just above us into the upper deck. Strike 1. Nunez with a hit in the 2nd inning, his 11th double of the year. It's 1-1. So far for Chirinos, no runs, 4 hits. Down. You know, here's a case. Talk about the opener. Ryan Stanek walked 3, 1 man caught stealing. So he faced 3 men before Chirinos came in, but it still serves a purpose because it gives Chirinos a chance to go through the lineup. And if he's going to face anybody 3 times, it's going to be the hitters below the top 3 first, before he would get back to the top of the lineup. And that's a hot shot pass to Damas and into left. First 2 men are on in the 7th inning with Beckham and Nunez picking up back-to-back hits. And that scenario that we just illustrated goes a long way toward making the point of why the Rays have an opener and what it does not only for the opener but for the guy who follows.
Yeah, well, like you said, you ideally get Stanek out there for 4, 5, 6 outs, and then you bring in the bulk guy, and all of a sudden he rolls through the lineup. And you're right, those top hitters, the ones that you most fear him facing for a third time, he's not going to. By the time he comes out, your back end of the bullpen guys are more than likely taking over, at least if it goes according to plan.
Peterson fouls it back. That's out of play.
It's interesting how, they've looked at the Rays and they're, the opener and how they, what their ERA is, the Rays, when they do that, when they do one of those games, first 2 innings as compared to the rest of the league, and it's about a wash. But it's innings 3 through 7 where the bulk guy typically does the majority of his work, where the Rays' ERA is significantly lower than the league average.
Yep.
That's where they're making their move, and it's with the guy that's only going through that lineup more than likely twice.
Nuno, the lefty, getting loose in the bullpen. The right field line for the Rays.
And that's why it's here to stay. It's just a matter of how many times will the Rays choose to do it.
And there's a shot toward right center field. That ball's going to roll all the way to the wall. Beckham and Nunez will score. Peterson's on his way to third. There'll be a man at third with nobody out. Peterson in, standing up with a triple. And Baltimore on the board. It's 7-2.
This is kind of proving the point. Third time through, and you've had 3 really hard hit balls.
Yep. So Beckham and Nunez score. Second triple of the year for Peterson. Well, that ball in the perfect spot to get 3 bases. Ball 1 outside to Caleb Joseph. And here comes Kyle Snyder out for a little get together on the mound. The Rays talk it over on the hill. Reminder to reserve your 2019 Rays season tickets and secure the biggest savings, best seat locations, concessions, and merchandise discounts, and access to exclusive events all season long. So learn how you can enjoy an experience at Seminole Hard Rock Tampa or a complimentary catered suite. Visit RaysBaseball.com/season tickets. Chirinos touched for a couple runs here in the 7th inning. And Caleb Joseph at the plate, who has singled and doubled already today. He pops it foul down the right side. It's 1-1.
That's not going to go well for him.
No. We let the ball play him.
He did. Afraid to catch it in the air. It's one of those, I shouldn't catch that. It's still in play. I'll try to play the short hop, and it got the best of him, and he's already hearing about it.
And the 1-1 skied into center. Kiermaier's going to have to go back just short of the track. Peterson will tag and score on a sacrifice fly. It's now 7-3. So some production out of the 9th spot, single, double, and sacrifice fly by Caleb Joseph. Base is clear now with 1 out. Top of the order, Cedric Mullins getting his 3rd look now at Chirinos. Stanek walked him. Chirinos has retired him on a pop handled by Adames and a ground ball to second. And there's a strike call. So Chaz Rowe joining the activity in the bullpen. Bouncer back foul, 0-2. 2 singles, a triple, and a sacrifice fly. 3 runs home for Baltimore. And strike 3 called on the outside part of the plate. 2 gone. 6 strikeouts now for Chirinos.
There it is, the split. Have not seen a ton of those today, but he'll take that one right on the edge.
Well, 2 gone in the 7th. Kevin Cash makes the stroll to the mound with an eye toward the bullpen. Call to that bullpen brought to you by the Florida Lottery.
Chirinos comes out into that first inning. Probably wasn't expecting to do that, but I'll tell you, he performed admirably as he was able to really do a great job of shutting down this Oriole lineup, allow the Rays to build a lead. They were able to get to him for a couple runs here late, but overall did a great job of working this team over, having some good, quick, efficient innings, and getting deeper into the game.
So he worked 6 1/3, gives way to Chaz Rowe. Face off against Joey Rickard. Pitch is a strike. Rickard walked in the first, since then has struck out and grounded out to third. Rowe making his 52nd appearance. It's a foul ball. And it's an 0-2 count. Rickard back up from the minor leagues and has had a good September coming into this game, hitting .370 in September. .249 overall coming into play today. And that ball coming in on him takes care of the bat and Rickard at the same time. Rowe throws him out. 3-run score. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Time for the 7th inning stretch. 7-3 Rays.
rid of the baseball and the bats. We don't need those. We're going to show you how to properly demo preparing a proper hot dog at the ballpark.
Seventh inning stretch.
Yeah, seventh inning. Well, you know, so basically, Doug, it's real simple. It's a little relish. You just kind of throw it all in there. I get the ketchup, and I just kind of mix.
No, that's not what you do. It's not simple.
No?
You got to be an artist when you put a hot dog together.
I didn't know.
First of all, you go ketchup one side, nice and easy.
Yeah.
Mustard on the other side. Then you get a smash technique.
It's a smash.
Once you get the smash, everything is covered. And then the good part. I can take this down in 2 bites.
Take that down in 2 bites, Doug. Let me see this. 1 bite? I tell you, there it is. I didn't know. The demo, if you kind of play it back, you guys, in slow motion, it's the squeeze, then you crush it, then 2-bite technique. Kids, don't try this at home. You could choke. And Dwayne,
one thing.
PA, yeah, go ahead.
It's missing nacho cheese. It does need a little nacho cheese.
Oh, you need a nacho cheese.
Oh, if you get nacho cheese, it would be awesome.
Finish the hot dog. You said you could take this down in 2 bites. That's 3 bites. I tell you, the demo was supposed to be done in 2 bites. When we practiced it, we did it in 2 bites, fellas. But now, all of a sudden, he's choking on me. But remember, it's the squeeze, put it all together, then all the way. Kids, just remember the pitching and the hitting. Don't even remember this stuff. We're going to throw it back to Dwayne and BA. They know how to eat a hot dog.
Finish it.
Race, finish this game, baby.
Yeah, you two guys have perfected that squeeze, crush, and bite technique right out of the WWF.
Well, listen, I only caught the tail end of that. What was going on? I mean, it looked fun.
Yeah, just the proper way to prepare and consume a ballpark hot dog.
And so there, you get it in there, put your condiments, squeeze, because typically the bread is moist.
Yeah.
It forms to the hot dog, and then you go to crushing. I get it.
Yep.
I like to take a little bit longer with mine though, just because they are so good. Getting some entertainment here during the course of play. Anyway.
Yeah, we go to the bottom of the 7th.
The ballpark hot dog. And
Yeah.
you know what? For me, only mustard. And it has to be like ballpark mustard.
Yep.
That's it. Now, away from the ballpark, I'll throw a lot of other stuff on there.
Chopped onions.
Chopped onions,
Yeah.
believe that. Ketchup and mustard.
Yeah.
But at the ballpark, if I'm in the stands, it's mustard only.
Okay.
Has to be stadium mustard. And that technique works very well.
Learning a lot today, folks. Miguel Castro, the new pitcher. C.J. Cron is ahead in the count, 3-0. Josh Rogers started, Yacobonis, and now Castro.
That demo cost Wechter about 370 unnecessary calories. It eats into his Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, he's going to have to carve out you know, a little spot, leave something on the table later.
Either that or he's got to bike home.
Yeah.
It's one or the other.
Spelled back, full count.
But anything for ratings, anything for the show.
That's right. That's why they're so good. They're so dedicated.
Team players.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about it at that age.
No, what a great age.
That's so great.
Yeah. You see it? Yeah, I'd like that. Okay, no problem. 2 fouled right back. So Crone will see another one from Castro. Oh, look, Doug's trying to work it off. Yeah, boy, what a taskmaster of a trainer.
Right over the top, and he got him to 5. That's good.
Well, he's no Ozzie Timmons. High pop-up on
no.
the infield, and that ball's going to drop, and it's going to drop. I think that's just foul. Wow, that almost turned out to be.
It hit fair, but it rolls into foul territory without being touched.
Wow, how about that? That would have been the shortest double ever for C.J. Cron.
Boy,
watch this.
Miscommunication everywhere.
It did hit fair.
Yeah, it did. But it comes, you know, before the bag, and nobody touched it, so it ends up being a foul ball. Only reason I know that, Dwayne, or recognize that as quickly, is because I had a play like that in the World Series that I was pitching in Yankee Stadium. And the same type of thing happened with a runner in scoring position. A pop up right in front of home plate that no one took charge of. You know, catcher, first baseman, Mark Grace and Damian Miller. And that ball ends up coming down, hitting, and then spinning foul, and no one touched it. The run had come around to score.
Yeah, but he's got to go back.
And I'm sitting there out there going, you've got to be kidding me that I just gave up a run on that pop-up so short. And then all of a sudden, you know, the ump's calling it foul, and you're like, oh, wait a minute, yeah. You know, it's like a ground ball that hooks foul. But those can be a little tricky. But that, again, sums up this whole series for the Orioles.
So Cron winds up with a walk. Kiermaier, and he pops it up. Foul ball. Mancini after it, and he almost overran it. But he made the catch, and that big first baseman's mitt. That ball must have deflected off something up there.
Dwayne, it hit the B ring, and it hit the B ring pretty hard. That's why it came down so quickly, caught Mancini off guard. He was able to actually recover and make that catch. That was pretty impressive.
Well, Doug Showalter's out talking with the crew chief here. Field and Colbert. So it's a foul ball and a dead ball, actually, because it was a foul ball. So Kiermaier's still alive.
You got to keep those rules straight. If it's going to hit the catwalk, A or B ring, it's got to be in fair territory, and then it's playable.
Yep.
But if not, then it's not playable.
So the fact that it did hit that B ring works to Kiermaier's advantage because it's a dead ball if it hits anything up there, and it's a foul ball.
That's a real rule.
Now line drive caught by Beckham at short.
That is a real rule.
Yes,
Major League Baseball.
Yep.
If it hits the catwalk here, you can catch it. If it hits it in foul territory, it's dead. You can't do anything. It doesn't count.
Right. Difference between a fair and foul ball.
They have come into play, I think, way more than it was ever envisioned.
Absolutely. Willie Adames drove in a run in the 5-run first. Two and 0. Chop toward third. Rodriguez had to wait for a moment. The throw to first is wide, pulling Mancini off the bag. It's going to be a base hit for Adames, with Cron moving into second base.
Well, here's the play right here. The chopper, yeah, I got to get rid of it. I'll tell you what, if the throw's on line, Adames is going to be out, but he doesn't get it quite there. And Mancini comes off.
Now Brandon Lau, pitch way wide. Lau capped the 5-run first with a 3-run home run. And a ball hit deep to left in the third. It was caught. Struck out his last time. It's 2-0. Rays with 5 in the first, 1 in the second, another one in the 6th. Wow, looks at strike 1. Battle back, 2-2. Stays wide. So the count is full. Foul back. The Rays have scored in 3 of the first 6 innings. Have 2 men on here in the 7th inning. They scored in 5 of the 8 innings they hit here Friday, and 4 of the 8 innings in which they came to the plate in last night's game. Now fly ball, left center, and Peterson is there to make the catch. And that's the 2nd out. Two gone with 2 men aboard, and Carlos Gomez, who accounted for the additional run in the 6th inning with a leadoff home run on the first pitch of the inning. His 9th home run. Now he'll face Castro. Crone at second. He walked. Kiermaier lined to short. Then Adames reached on what turned out to be an infield hit. That ball hit to third. Wow, with a fly ball to left. And 1 strike to count on Gomez.
Thank you.
You're welcome. He pulls off this one and now is in the hole. 0-2. All shapes and sizes here.
How about it? Tizzy.
And a shot to left field going back is Peterson at the track. Finds a way to make the catch, and the Rays leave 2. We head into the 8th, 7-3 ball game. Toyota. Let's go places. By Sling TV. Live TV you love, only better. And by your local Honda dealer.
Got some dancing fools down in that dugout.
Yeah, a lot going on.
I'm telling you, it has more of a feel of a college team than a major league team.
Yep.
That's not a bad thing.
A lot of interaction. But El Nuno, the new pitcher. Jonathan Villar is going to lead it off in the 8th. Strike the count on that foul ball. Mancini will be next, and then Davis, the DH. Now strike 2. 0-2 count. Ball, 2 strikes. So standing for a third of an inning, 6 1/3 for Chirinos, a third for Chaz Rowe. 1-2 on VR. It's fouled off the front of the dugout. Cleveland Indians coming in tomorrow. That's a 7:10 first pitch tomorrow night. Good 2 count. And a strike called at the knees. VR caught looking. He slowly backs out of the batter's box. Another look at that pitch.
A little cut action at 87 miles an hour, and it just catches that inside corner. I don't think VR was in agreement.
It's fouled out of play by Mancini. Blue Jays have a 6-2 lead on Cleveland through 8 innings of their game.
I'm as shocked as you are.
Man, how about that? Hey, what a pickup there by Nuno. A little fancy glove work by the Rays lefty, and Mancini is the second out.
You know what's interesting, though? You know, when you think about the Cleveland Indians, you think about, you know, obviously been a playoff team the last couple of years, made a run, you know, into the World Series, the whole thing. But when you look at that team this year, they've got dominant starting pitching. The offense has kind of been hit or miss, a lot of injuries. They've played very well within their division. But outside of their division, when we were in Cleveland, they were under 500 against the rest of the league.
Yep.
And so, yeah, beat up on the Tigers and the Royals and the Twins and, you know, some of the other teams that you're capable of. And that's a bad division, let's be honest. But outside of that, they were 2 or 3 games under.
Yep. Well, taking on the Blue Jays, the Oscar Hernandez hit a 3-run home run in the 8th to give Toronto a little separation and that 4-run lead.
And that's been an area of concern too with the Indians, is the bullpen. You know, bullpen looked to be one of the strengths of that team, and they have one of the worst ERAs in the game. Now they've retooled it a little bit, and getting Andrew Miller back may help. They got Brad Hand in a trade.
Yeah, Hand was very big for them, kind of saved the day to this point for them.
But that is a real interesting team. Always a threat because of their starting pitching, though. And we'll see, you know, number 1.
Kluber tomorrow.
There you go. 1A, you got Carrasco. If they can get Trevor Bauer back.
Time the Rays got even with Kluber.
Yeah, he's due.
Yep. Strike 3 call. Davis caught looking, out on strike for the second time. Bottom of the 8th coming up. 7-3 Rays. led by Jesus Sanchez last night. Came away a win to tie their series with Jackson at 2, and Sanchez had a 3-for-5 attack with a home run. Montgomery 10, Jackson 7, and so they're going to go into the best-of-5 series final tonight. Jesus Sucre with 2-0 count. He's looking for his first hit. And trying to snap an 0-for-13. That's headed to second. VR will make the play. One gone. Rays have action in the bullpen. It's Sergio Romo. Got an inning from Nuno. He worked the 8th with a couple strikeouts. And Alex Smith makes his 5th plate appearance. He was hit by a pitch, has a couple singles, grounded out the other time. So officially it's 2 out of 3. And the pitch is a ball. Alex picked up a steal of home in the 2nd inning. First time the Rays have had anyone successfully steal home since July of 2012, and that was Desmond Jennings. One to count on Malix, and a strike is called. Puts him down 1-2 on that fastball. 6 runs off Rogers, 1 off Yacobonis. And there's a shot into right center field. Rickard over to cut it off, and they're going to hold him now. A little bobble, and up to second base goes Malix. Malix winds up at second.
And Dwayne, he never slowed up. He was going to challenge the Baltimore outfield regardless. May have been a little dicey if they come up clean, but Malix Smith had designs on second the entire way. And right there, a little bit of a pause, thinking twice. I'll tell you, this team aggressive out of the box, always looking to take the extra base. Another miscue, take advantage.
Single and an E9, first error of the year on Rickard out there. Tommy Pham misses the first pitch.
Well, that's why when you come out of the box hot, we see it with Kiermaier a lot, just saw it there with Malix. You come out hot and put yourself in a position to take that extra base if there's anything that goes wrong out there. Or sometimes you just push the envelope yourself.
You put pressure on the defender, and they know that you're going to come out of that batter's box hot and you can run. So there's a little added pressure in that play for them.
That's the stuff that gets talked about in the advance meetings. You're talking about the scouting report of the opposing team. Like, hey, guys, you outfielders, be aware that these guys look to take extra bases.
Into right center. Extra bases for Pham. Alex Smith's going to score. The Rays tack on their 8th run on the double by Pham. His 2nd hit today. Drives in the run. And it's 8-3.
Just keep it going. Another inning in which the Rays score. Tommy Pham, in this hot streak, he has sprayed the ball all over the field. More hard contact. More runs driven in.
Pham continues to hit the ball hard. 109 off the bat toward the gap in right center. Pitch way wide now to Duffy. Well, the Rays scored in 4 of the 8 innings in which they hit last night. They scored in 5 of the 8 in which they hit Friday, and today they've scored in 4 of the 8. Meisinger's up in the bullpen. 2-0. It's a strike call on the outside part of the plate. The Rays with a 5-run lead now. Three for 4 day from Alex Smith at the top of the order. It's going to even the count to Duffy. Well, you look up and down this Rays lineup, there's a threat to assess some damage anywhere you look. And strike 3 called. So Duffy is out of there. And we'll get Crone to the plate.
Got locked up with the front door slider. Look, it meant to be down and away. It starts in off and breaks to the inside corner. Well, the benefit there is with Lentz standing right over top of it. A lot of times you see a catcher reach that far, he's not going to get the call. But you're right, Dwayne. I mean, look at Gomez in the 8-hole, and he hit a monster rocket blast for a homer all the way around.
To chop to third, and Nunez makes the throw to first to the outfield side of the bag, but Mancini pulls it in. Rays get a run. We go to the 9th, 8-3. And a good offensive day again for the Rays. Coming up on Rays Live, the post game, as the Rays look to complete the sweep and stay hot here at Tropicana Field. And the boys will wrap up this special Sunday. We'll hear from Kevin Cash, interviews from the clubhouse. Jim Beck leads off here in the 9th inning. Fidel Nunez staying in the game. Beckham fouls it, strike one. Beckham, Nunez, and Peterson due up. They'll put a nice bow on demo day on the post game. Immediately following the conclusion of this one.
I thought they already did that with the hot dog deal. I mean, how do you top that?
Yeah, well, that was, you know, that was just like an extra little segment that was, you know, thrown in for free.
Can you
Good behavior. You watch all of those others.
But can you go back to baseball after that?
Swing and a miss.
And what kind of shape is Wechter going to be in? He powered that thing down in about 30 seconds.
Yep.
Arestas had him working out there.
Yep.
He may not even be able to demo
The one
day.
thing that Doug Wechter has shown in his retirement and move into broadcasting is he has great staying power. And so he's going to probably take the dog, and that has given him extra nourishment and ready to do the heavy lifting in the postgame.
You're looking at it as fuel.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
See, they're getting loose, ready for the postgame.
Yeah, they do look ready. Oh, well, right there, an oblique. Wechter just pulled an oblique on a high knee.
Oh, man.
Either that or that's the hot dog getting lodged in there.
Yeah. Well, stay tuned and see if they're capable of surviving the hot dog and that heavy-duty workout and also executing the postgame. 1-2 the count to Nunez from Nuno.
Good luck with all that.
I know. They're not even related. 3 strikeouts for Nuno here in the inning of the third. And this one is pop foul. It's headed for the seats. Count remains 1-2. Andreoli has moved on deck. The left-handed bat of Peterson is due, but Andreoli, right-handed hitter, is on deck. Foul right back. Rays with 8 runs, 13 hits today. And 3 runs, 7 hits for Baltimore as the Rays a couple outs away from a sweep. Ground ball up the middle, but Lau moves to his left, and the throw. Crone keeping his foot on the bag for the out. Well, Lau was on the shortstop side of the bag, had to move to his left to get that, and then his throw tailed a bit to the right, but Crone big enough to grab that and keep that foot on the bag.
See some toe tapping over here, and he goes wide, and it's still right on the top. Nice little drag.
John Andreoli on to pinch hit. Pitch is upstairs. Rays have won 10 consecutive home games dating back to the 9th of August. So they haven't lost in a month here at home, and on the verge of extending that to 11.
Pretty incredible. Pretty incredible.
Now a strike. It's 1-2. Club record 11 at home. That was in 08. This one is up. They're an out away from winning their 11th straight at home this year. The idea that Nick Lentz was thinking about it, but he just couldn't do it, and the count is full. What do you think? Just a little bit outside. 3-2. Popped into short right. Out is Crone. Will he get there? Can't pull it in. Now a big turn. The throw's back to second, and Andreoli had an idea about trying to advance. And had he any more than what he did, he was going to be hung out at second. He decided to go back to first as he drops that base hit in there. Take a look at all this.
Boy, C.J. Crone giving great effort in an impossible angle. And then right here, Gomez turning and firing. But look at that. You're looking over your shoulder, not even over your shoulder, behind your head. We did see him make a nifty catch earlier in the game similar to that.
Now here is Caleb Joseph taking a strike.
Now it's a strike.
Yeah, Crone made a great play on that ball hit by Nunez back in the 4th inning. Strike 2. Good cut and a miss.
Well, that's part of the formula. You get tremendous pitching, timely hitting, which is what this team really needs, and they've been getting a whole lot of, and good defense.
The foul ball back. Well, the Rays, with this 8-3 lead, 8 runs, they've used 4 pitchers.
We're looking good.
Yeah,
we are looking
they are.
really good, both 1-0. We did both have media dining, so that was a good call too.
There it goes, and the pitch is fouled back. It's about hit Baltimore 13-8 now.
Well, here's the thing too. We've locked up our victory because if for some reason the Rays got to more than 8 pitchers, they'd probably lose this game.
Yeah, I think we're good. Upstairs, ball 2 strikes. And if you didn't have the kind of integrity that you do, you would have been long gone by now. You're staying to the end.
Well, barely. 1 foot out the door.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
I remotely started my car. These apps are really cool,
aren't they? 2-2. Foul ball again. Caleb Joseph being stubborn about this. He's single doubled and has driven in a run with a sacrifice fly, so he's had a good day, and he's battling here with the Orioles down to their final out. And a base hit shot through the left side, and Rioli moves up to second, and Joseph, not known for that bat, but he's 3 for 3 with a sacrifice fly and the run batted in today.
Yeah, he has had quite the day, no doubt about it. Good bat right there. Extended. You got that little slider, cutter, whatever you want to call it, in.
Cedric Mullins will be the hitter, switch hitting center fielder. Sucre is going to the mound to take up a little time, and Romo, who was down in the bullpen, he was sitting on the bullpen bench, will get back up and start to loosen up that right arm. Mullins walked, was caught stealing in the first. Since then, he's popped out, grounded out, and struck out. And now ball 1. Yo, this is upstairs. We've got a couple hitters, Andrioli and Joseph, really battle to avoid being the last out. There's a strike taken by Mullins. Andrioli pinch hitting, went to 3-2. Looped the single in, and then Joseph battled 2-2 and an 8-pitch at bat before picking up a single. Now this count is square. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Strike 3 called. That's going to end it. And the Rays are winners. It's an 8-3 final. They have swept the Baltimore Orioles and won their 11th consecutive game here at Tropicana Field. Rays now go to 78 and 64 with 20 games left to play. They finished the Baltimore series 11-8 8-13-0 with 8 left for the Rays. 3-9-1 with 7 left for Baltimore. Chirinos, the winning pitcher. He is 4-5. Rogers, the loser, 1-2. Took 2 hours and 51 minutes, the time of this game, before 13,632. Rays Live, the postgame, comes your way next. For Brian Anderson, Dwayne Stats. Hope you've enjoyed the telecast. Rays are winners. We'll see you tomorrow night.